Hello and welcome to Fyrefly Wrestling. My name is Nick and I will be your guide for this episode. Today we're doing another weird one. I have done WWE, I've done AEW. I've kind of found like this is different to what I normally post on the channel. This is a bit weird. It got weirder. I'm doing my local indie show is a bit of a harsh word, but it's an indie show. MCW. Biggest wrestling company in Melbourne, and it's not close. One of my favorite products to watch and to see grow and develop because they're doing all the right things and they're doing really, really good work. I'm a big MCW fan. It might not be obvious enough, but I am. I think MCW is doing great things. And I mean, I may have slightly covered Aisha's face here on the poster. Oops. Please don't kill me. But like, our three singles champions MCW has right now are all phenomenal wrestlers, and it shows when you go and watch the shows. I believe they're all on YouTube now, or even the most recent one I think should have been posted to YouTube a little while ago. They had their thing with OPW, a different company that also operates in the same space. They did a bit of a crossover show. They had Duke Hansen, former Duke Hudson in NXT and part of Chase University on the show. They've had Mustafa Ali do a bit of crossover stuff with them in the past as well. Very much kind of top tier indie you're going to get in Melbourne. Best show you're going to find. Place where like you find people like Zarya originally. And I think there are actually people on this card who I think are in that same vein. Especially a previous rival of Zarya, funnily enough, who's on this card. But this is me predicting and booking what I think will be the card, or how I think the card for High Stakes is going to play out. This is a fast making decisions, and I was booking the show. What I would do, same things we do for AEW and WWE videos. Judge me if you haven't seen them. They're probably actually lower quality than this one, which is depressing. But I have a beard, so you know, improvement. One big gimmicks of this show, High Stakes, is that there is the big wheel. And before all or some or non-title, non-announced wheel appearances, they will spin a wheel and it will give them a stipulation for the match. Good bit of chaos. It's kind of a bit of like in-tweening show between like their biggest show they had. The last couple two shows they had pretty big. The next show's biggest show of the year, so it feels like there's a bit of a middle ground they're building towards. And the wheel does that, really. Adds a bit of chaos and everything. I don't know if this is the actual wheel for the show, though. I couldn't find any way to confirm or deny that. And some of these ones are weird. Personal assistant happened last year. It was really cool. Lucas Fantasia becoming someone's first assistant. Fit him really well. Very similar to like the Tiffany Stratton, Kiana James kind of thing. Coming the farmhand. This time just the babyface lost. Really cool. Leave town has actually happened. And the guy did not leave town. You know, because wrestling isn't sacred. Beat the Clock's using they do every year. Actually, one I haven't used this year because I think it probably should have a break this year. I think I've got some ones that might not actually be on here. I can look back at previous ones, what I think would work really well for this show and what might not. And that's kind of how I've decided it. Our first show on the match on the card is the Water Rapids, who are the MCW Tag Team Champions. And if you have not seen a Water Rapids match, gotta go to watch it. WSW over the weekend had a great Water Rapids match against the Good Brothers. These guys are phenomenal. Ryan Rapid, Mitch Waterman, unbelievable wrestlers. One of the best tag teams in Australia. And they're facing another one of the best tag teams in Australia. The tag team that has taken over Perth. They have taken over, they're going to go take over Japan, I think, pretty soon. And that's a very big reason for why I have picked Title v Title. To the best of my knowledge, ATO are, I believe, a champion of a brand up in Perth. I can't remember what the actual company is in Perth, but they're tag team champions of. But they had belts when they were doing these promo videos. And I'm of the opinion that the Water Rapids had a really, really good run. They have had about a 2-year run, I think. Not 2 years, sorry, 1-year run, I think. Since they formed and haven't lost a match. They're great and they're doing great things. I think they're getting to the point where they should be getting to move towards losing those belts. And MCW, I don't think they've beat everyone in MCW. Unless Natural Classics come back together, who they have also beat, I believe, but Natural Classic is the last kind of team that I think they needed a definitive recent match victory over. Because otherwise, I think they don't have any realistic challenges left. Which is why I think ATO are perfect. ATO seem to be a team that's really willing to travel. Again, they're doing some shows all over the place right now. It's again, Japan, Perth, there's another state in Australia they're doing a lot of shows in. My memory is bad. But ATO are really good, and I think if they're willing to keep doing the travel down to Melbourne, even if they're not willing to do it too often, doing it to Brawler and Brawl, maybe they lose tails at Brawler and Brawl, whatever, the next show. I think ATO winning this match in a title versus title match would be really interesting. I didn't really normally get wheel spins for the title matches, but I think this could be a good example of using a wheel spin in a title match to add some jeopardy. If the Water Rapids win, they take ATO's titles up in Perth, and I think after WSW shows, the crowd might be able to buy that Water Rapids are willing to go up there and go work in Perth and whatnot. Especially because with ATO winning the titles would be kind of insane and something very different. So I can kind of see where that came from, but there's very much a more promotion to promotion deal thing rather than optimal choice. The second match on the card, if I can click the button, is going to be Lucas Fantasia versus Nate Hunter. As I said last year, Lucas Fantasia was on the card last year, and he lost a very interesting personal assistant match. I don't know what to do with this match. Honestly, I think there are a couple of directions you can go with this. A big one is, this could be where the triple threat wheel shows up, because he stole a pin from JJ Ferno last show, and JJ is really good, and we're matching against both these guys, I think, pretty well. So I can see this coming a triple threat match. Nate Hunter gets beaten by JJ Ferno, and that's the story of the match. Then they have a bit of a rubber match going on. Baller and Brawl or Clash of Titans future show. The other option I had was hair versus hair. Both these are young guys. Lucas Fantasia, I don't think, or should, shave his head. The pink hair is iconic, and I think it's great. But I wouldn't mind seeing bald Nate Hunter, if he's willing. I could see this being an option where Nate Hunter goes, hey, I want to change my look and my presentation. Let's see what we can do. And I think a hair versus hair match could be that answer. I think it's definitely a weird one and not a very realistic shout to most probable outcome. But I could definitely see Nate Hunter losing this match in a hair versus hair match or something. I think it'll be really cool and give Nate Hunter a bit of a different side to his character. Kind of have a bit of a rematch with Lucas Fantasia. Be a bit more 09 Orton-ish character. Don't go the whole crazy psycho guy, but a bit more of a brutal Nate Hunter, I think, has a lot of opportunity in this company. We then go to another really just match for sake of having a match, I think, which is, in fairness, fair. You go get Jarvis on the card. You absolutely need to have Jarvis on the card. He has to be one of MCW's biggest draws at this point. He is maybe my favorite wrestler, at least in Australia right now. One of my favorite wrestlers worldwide. Every match he has is a banger. His character work's really good. His entrance is one of the best. If you can find his entrance online, look it up. He has everything right now. And then one of those ceremonies of a wrestler who went bald and it just clicked. Best bald guy in wrestling. Yeah, Jarvis is fantastic. Jarvis will win this match. Actually, yeah, I don't think I spoke too heavily on who I think is going to win. I think it'll be ATO and Lucas Fantasia, and I think Jarvis will win. I think this would be kind of insane for Jarvis to lose, unless the plan is, which I could see the plan being, Tome Flip, CV Flip's brother shows up, Natural Classics 10 team partner, and they cost Jarvis a match. I don't like that option. Jarvis lost his opportunity for the world title, and is not allowed to challenge for it for a year. Jarvis doesn't have something to fight for this year, and he knows it, and that's part of the character. His goal is to win every single match, because he wants to, anniversary next year, 1 year on from him losing the title, he wants to reclaim said title. Or not losing the title, but losing the title match. I think that is the best story you could possibly tell. This is the best story I have seen MCW ever tell. I'm not that long of an MCW viewer, so there could be better ones. Jarvis Zarya was also a banger. Jarvis does character work really well, and in a very subtle way. but he's always involved in these great storylines and doing great, great things. Java should win. Stevie Phillips goes out first in the Baller and Brawl. Sure, I don't think that's actually a super relevant aspect. Last year was Robbie Thorpe. It was a very big name. He wanted to win it. I don't think they're going to do it a second time. I could see Jarvis winning it. I could see a number of people winning it. I don't think having Stevie Phillips going first is that big of an issue, especially if, say, Tome comes out second. And then third is Scott Green, and then the Tuckman, and you've got a tag team match kicking off the show, whatever. They did it last year as well, actually. Like, I think you've got options on how to book this in a way that's going to make the Baller and Brawl work with him coming out first. And also, I don't know what else to do. There's another weird one. Maybe it's Rule 30 and Tome Flip comes back. Just Rule 30, I think it's just hilarious. We then go to our second title match of the night. Shea Cassidy, Aisha, title match. Doesn't need a wheel spin added onto it. This could be a first match of a trilogy. I don't think Aisha's really had a great time challenging for world title belts in this company, actually. She's been a great Renegades of Wrestling champion, another one of the companies in Melbourne. Aisha is, once again, one of the best kind of storytellers and character workers in Melbourne. There's definitely a bit of a gap right now in Melbourne wrestling for female babyfaces. We have an abundance of amazing heels. Aisha being on that list. And I think Shea just won this title 3 months ago, I think. And this is her first defense. I can see Shea Cassidy being a transitional champion. It's not a slight on her. I think just where her character works. Her being transitional champion, I think, works. Her being a transitional champion to Aisha, I don't think is the right call. MCW is doing a lot of work right now. Same as Renegades of Wrestling. And just I think Melbourne in general has kind of come around the idea of one of the next top female wrestlers coming out of Australia is going to be Katie Lux. She just had a great Falls Count Anywhere match with Erica Reed, former women's champion, who she did not lose to and had a draw in a Falls Count Anywhere match. I think it is very, very believable. I think it's very realistic. I think we see the one who beats Shea Cassidy for the belt being Katie Lux. What that does have to mean is I think you have Shea beat Aisha, and then in turn, I think maybe do a rematch the next show or whatnot, end the feud with Shea Cassidy going 2-0 over Aisha, continue this idea of Aisha can't win the big one in MCW, and then have Katie Lux beat her, whatever. I think that's kind of halfway. Even maybe if you have to turn Aisha face at some point, just to get more baby faces in Melbourne wrestling. We have a lot of great heels. We do need some other great faces at some point. We then have the most anticipated rematch in all of MCW history. It is Edward Dusk. It is Matt Hayter. This is an easier one. Wheel's going to spin. It's going to land on Edward Dusk's favorite match type, the Sacrament. Otherwise known as No Holds Barred. He has, I don't think, ever lost this match. He will lose this match. Matt Hayter is on the run of a lifetime. The crowds have gotten behind him all the way. He is still a heel, but he is going to be forced to turn babyface real soon by how high the crowds are on him. He is doing it all right. He has a great entrance. He has a great look. He has a great promo. He has a great in-ring matches. He just gets it, and he's doing well. So does Edward Dusk, and that's not that Edward Dusk. Edward Dusk is also fantastic, one of my favorite wrestlers, but Matt Hayter is right now on the run of a lifetime. He should win this. Maybe do a trilogy. I don't think you have to. I think you have Matt Hayter win this, and I think Matt Hayter becomes one of the favorites. I don't know if he would say, I would say he's the favorite. I think he is a top 5 contender, top 3 contender to win the Baller and Brawl and go and face the world champion. Matt Hayter is just in a league of his own right now. This is another weird one. You have MCW, another random MCW tag match. The Physicals have just ended the relationship with the Clydesdale. I don't know. And he's got a mystery tagging partner. I can't tell you who this is. I've been racking my brain for who could be the mystery partner here. I can't tell who's babyface and who's heel. I think there's a genuine issue with this match, is I don't know if the Physicals are betting good guys or bad guys. I think we'll see very quickly into the match who it's going to be. Clydesdale is a great heel. He's really good at being a heel. He gets a bit of cheers every now and then, but he plays the heel role really well. I think the physicals do as well, but I think to a less extent. I'd expect the physicals right now are babyfaces in this match. Which in then turn means that Clydesdale is the heel and needs a heel tag team partner. There's a few babyfaces who are not on the card on the show who I'm kind of surprised by. JJ Furno is one of them, and the second one will be NF Carver. Two really good up-and-coming young faces who I kind of expect to do well and get on these kind of shows fairly frequently. I don't know who the heel missing is. The only heel I can really think of that is on the level of these kind of guys and isn't like a main event heel who's missing right now would be Magnus, and I think it's a weird tag team partner pairing. So honestly, this could be anyone. This could be NF Carver turning heel. Or if they're doing Clydesdale's a face, NF Carver come back reuniting with them after their feud, and physicals are heels. There's a lot of options. I don't have a lot of great thing present in mind right now who I think this could be. I think there's a lot of options. I do think whatever happens, though, the Clydesdale will win this match. And that should take me to the main event. This is the biggest match MCW could put on right now. And in fact, this is not going on next show at the Ballroom Brawl. Really surprised me. Because this is the biggest match that MCW can put on right now. It is the Intercontinental Championship holder, Adam Brooks, one of the most legendary wrestlers to still be in Australia right now, I think, and Robbie Thorpe, one of the greatest, The Gift. I think both of them are in a really, really good spot. Both of them, I think, is going to be interesting to see who's going to eat the pin and who loses, and then we'll decide which championship is being defended. I think it's going to be the World Championship. I think it would be weird to do a match, to do a show, and the World Championship is not on the line. Like, when you've got the opportunity, it comes down to who I think is going to lose, because I don't think any titles change hands in this match, which is a big thing. I think it might be a bit of a giveaway, but I see the World title changing also a lot more likely than the Intercontinental Championship, so put the World Championship on the line. And have Robbie retain. Robbie should not lose until Anniversary next year when he loses to Jarvis. I think this story is so perfect. It is the best story you can tell in Australian wrestling right now. So don't take the risk and throw it away. And in turn for that, Adam Brooks loses. I think losing clean is not what's going to happen, but I could see him lose somewhat clean. I don't know who's going to interfere. Robbie's kind of running out of allies right now. Maybe you could see, I think, a return of Slex or a return of another member of the Icons, and that be Adam Brooks' next challenger at Ballroom Brawl. I think that's just the way I see as the options right now. Whatever it is, I think Robbie Thorpe retains. I think the world title's on the line, and he retains all the way to Anniversary next year. Thank you for listening to the ramblings of a complete and utter madman. Because, let's be honest, that's what I am. I have been Nick. I hope you enjoy. I hope you guys watch MCW High Stakes. I hope you enjoy. It should be on my time this Saturday evening. Don't know where people watch around the world, so look it up. It's gonna be a great show. Hopefully you guys can enjoy it as well. I will definitely be there. I'll definitely be watching. Until I see you next, thank you all. Fyrefly out.